Hello and welcome to the first video of your life science class. This is the first video hopefully that you watch, and this is the first video that I've made. I will not tell you how many times I've started and restarted this video to get it correct, but welcome to life science. You probably are actually on this page of the slide deck right now watching this video. Right now, there's no video there because I haven't made one yet. But once I make one, there will be a video of this slide deck on this page, and you will get to watch it. So my name is Mr. Yoder. I'm the 7th grade life science teacher, and I would like to work with you this year to make, or actually this semester, to make this a successful semester for you. Some of you will be here in class with me a few days, and some of you will be at home, but everyone will be working remotely. And so if you have questions, if you have problems, please let me know. There's a couple ways you can contact me here by email. And then I also have a website where I have information about science class. So a few things to get you ready for working remotely. Set yourself a schedule. Make sure you have a time, a location, and a duration. So let me get a little bit more clear on these. First of all, a time. Set a time for the days that you work and make sure you stick to that time. If it happens to be 2 o'clock every day, that's great. Have a spot to work, have a desk, have a chair, the floor, your bed, wherever it happens to be, but have a specific spot where you study your science. And then a duration. Decide how long you're going to work before you take a break. Each class should be about 45 minutes of work per day. Some days it will be a little less, some days it will be a little bit more. Maybe you will decide to do it all at once, or maybe you'll decide to chunk it in sections and work it 15 minutes and then take a break, and then another 15 minutes and take a break. As you start, you might want to have smaller durations and then work your way up to doing all of your science work in one setting, especially because it's been a long time since we've been in school. So your lessons and assignments will be in something called Schoology, and there will be more information about that. But by this point, if you've found this video, you've probably found Schoology as well. There are due dates on the assignments, and it's important to follow them. However, we're all learning this together. And so don't fret about being a little bit ahead or a little bit behind, because that's just the way it's going to work probably here at the beginning. And we'll give each other grace as we learn this together. So what you're learning from right now is called a slide deck. A slide deck is basically like a textbook. It has information, but it's more than just words. It's pictures. Sometimes there's videos. There's activities that you can click on. There's games that you can play on slide decks. So they are always available to you. You can look at them as much or anytime you want, as long as you have the internet. They can also be printed. Videos don't print well, but you can print to see that there's a video there. So the first day you look at the slideshow, you look at it carefully, you read each part, you click on all the links, you watch the videos, and you take any notes that you'd like to take. Some people will take none. Some people will take a few. Some people will write everything down. And either way, it's okay. The idea is, how do you learn things best? Do you need to just look at things and learn them? Do you need to talk through them? Or does it help you to write them down and organize them in a notebook? If it does, then take notes. And I'm not going to be checking up on you to see what your notes look like unless you're struggling. If you're struggling, we need to look and see how you're learning from these slide decks and this information and try to figure out how we can help you to learn better. After the first day, you review over the slide deck each day until the unit test. And so some people say, well, by the time I've looked at it 4 or 5 times, I know it. Good. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to get sick of it, that you know it so well. You know what's coming on each page. That means you've learned it. As you work on assignments, you might also look back at these slide decks and this information, because this is where you're going to find the answers. So please use these as a resource. It's like a textbook. You can also get an audio copy of the slide deck. Guess what? That's what I'm doing now. That's what you're watching. but you don't want to have to watch the audio copy over and over. So after you've watched it once, then you can go back and just look at the slide deck in the normal way by clicking from one slide to the next and not waiting for me to talk about all the things on that page. When it comes to videos, videos are an important time of learning in science class. And so as we watch videos, please do not come to the idea that, oh, it's just a video, I really don't have to watch, or I don't have to have my mind on. You still need to use your mind as we watch videos, because videos are a learning experience. And so as you watch Brain Pop videos, there will be quizzes afterwards. There are two different kinds of quiz. There's a review quiz, where after each question, you have to wait to get the question right before it will move on. And then at the end, it will give you the score of how many you got right. Or the graded, where you don't see after each question, you only see your score at the very end. Either way is fine. I don't care which one you use. You choose one and then use that one. You can watch the videos multiple times. If you like them, if you just want to see them again, if you need more information, watch the video again. There will also be videos in the slide decks that you can click on and you can use. And the Yoder explaining it, that's what's happening right now. I'm also going to be posting on YouTube and on some of these slide decks my song videos. Since we're in a pandemic and we can't sing in class, we just have to go with the watching videos of me sing. And so you can sing along with them on your own, but we're not able to actually do that live in class like we have in the past. So we'll have to do it in a recorded manner. Vocabulary. A very important part of science is the vocabulary. And I know they're important, but I'm going to go ahead and cover over the importance of vocabulary so you can see the important things. Quizlet is an app. You can download it on a phone, a tablet, an iPad, or you can also get to it just by navigating it to it on the computer. And so please make a Quizlet account, download the app, and use it. There's a vocabulary list for each unit, and there's a vocabulary list for each section in the unit that we're going to be studying. And I have links to all of those in the slide decks, so you should have no problem finding them. 5 to 10 minutes a day is good for Quizlet to learn it. I promise you, you will use more time than that, but please don't get lost in Quizlet and then forget about the other work that you need to do. That's a big temptation in science class, because Quizlet, unfortunately, is more fun than some of the other learning that we do. So how do you do this? First of all, you go to Quizlet and you start by looking at the flashcards. The first couple days, you just flip through the flashcards 2 or 3 times. You can do that a couple times a day. You do not need to do that more than 2 or 3 times a day, but the more you do it, the quicker you'll learn the words. After you start getting an idea of what the words are, then you move to the learning part. There's a learning tab, and it will tell you how many words you have mastered. You want to try to get all of the words to that mastered section in order to complete the learn. While you're doing the learn, you can also try some of the other games that are on there. You can try the match game and the gravity game. You can try the test. See how you do on the test. There's some more information I'll give you in a minute about how to do the tests. You want to keep learning until you and the words are best buds, good friends, because that way you'll know the information. Finally, we get to the test. Every Friday, or day 5, I would like you to try the test. And there's a few things that you need to make sure you do. You need to click the options, and you need to make sure to uncheck the written box. If you don't, it turns into a spelling test and not a vocab test. And this is not a spelling class, this is a science class. The second thing is the question limit numbers need to match. If there are 14 words, you should have 14 words on your test. If there are 30 words, have 30 words on your test. Make sure you're getting a test for all of the words. Sometimes it will give them all. Sometimes you need to change that number, especially if it's larger than 20. So make sure you do that. The first test you take won't be very good. Think of it as a pre-test. It just gets an idea. How many do you know from the beginning? But as you take the test more and more, you will learn more and more. And there will be a form called the lab tracking form where you record your tests. So you keep taking the test in the way that I said there at the beginning until you get a 100%. Then you go back to the options, get rid of the pictures. and try it again. And keep taking that until you get 100%. If you can do it without images and still get 100%, then try to make it a spelling test. Try to do all written. And so that really helps you to learn the words even better. I also have a folder in Quizlet that's with no image sets. So if you'd like to practice them without the images, just have the flashcards, there's a link on this page that you can use to give yourself a bit of a challenge. The last thing I want to talk about is something called the lab tracking form. This is a form that you will fill out as you do various things throughout science class. The first thing over on the far left of the screen is where you record your brain pop grades. Please, if you get a 9 out of 10, you record either a 9, or if you'd like to make it a percent, you can record a 90. Do not put a fraction mark in there because it will mess up the average down at the bottom of your list. The blue section. Each week, I'd like you to go in and record your grade that you have in science class, and just record the percent and the letter grade there. That way you can kind of monitor how you're doing. If you're an in-person student, or if you're able to play the Kahoots that I will be offering, you will record your grade in the third column over where it says Kahoots, and Kahoots scores 1, 2, and 3. So some of you will play it once, sometimes you'll play it 2 or 3 times, but there's a place there to record your scores. Your Quizlet scores that we were just talking about get recorded in the black section right above me. You can see Unit 1, that's where we'll start. So when you first take the test, you might get a 62. You might even get a 32. That's okay. The second test hopefully will be better. And so you can see each time you take the test how you improve your grade. I would encourage you, once you then switch to no images, that you make them in bold or change the color or do something different, because your grade will be 32, 62, 100, and then it might drop back to 80. And if I look at it, I'll say, what happened? You dropped back to 80%. What did you do? Well, you got rid of the images. You made it harder. So make sure to put some sort of a note there that lets you know that's why your grade dropped a little bit. Right below that, there's a place for you to click each day and tell me what you learned. Tell me if you have any questions for me that I need to answer, that I need to go over with you. That link is an important one, and it's an important one for checking in with me and me being able then to check in with you. The box right above me, directly above, is a place where you can type yourself notes and reminders. Let's say you didn't get done with everything today that you wanted to get done with, or you left off somewhere in the middle. Write yourself a note that said, I was on the science skills slide deck on page 4, but then I had to go to the grocery store, and so I need to start there tomorrow, because I promise tomorrow you will not remember that that's where you were. I wouldn't remember either. So those are a few hints and tips and thoughts about science class. If you have questions, please ask, and I look forward to a good semester with you in life science.